when we first came to Philadelphia, we crossed the Ben Franklin Bridge and we turned on Fifth Street. And it was funny because when you first come on Fifth Street, you don't see anything or anybody because everybody's kind of like sitting home, chilling in their houses. But when you come to this part of town, all you see is Puerto Ricans hanging outside. And I thought, and this is not a lie, I thought for the most part that all Puerto Ricans that lived in Philadelphia lived on Fifth Street. Because that's where they all were, hanging out, just doing their thing and the music, and you just felt like I'm home.
I think Philadelphia has a great history, and I think Philadelphia is really on the verge of becoming an awesome city again, but it can't happen unless we address some of the glaring failures that's going on in the city.
Because of its history, it reminds me of London and even Ibadan in Nigeria, the city I grew up in, because it's the oldest city here, has so much history, like so much began here. And I think because of that, so much can come from it. Like I think the people are great. I think there's just so much potential in this city, but I think that's the problem, is that we have the potential to be great, but we haven't actually achieved that.
This is one of my favorite places in the city, and it's a starting point for one of my daily runs. I love to run all the way down the Parkway and out Kelly Drive. And that's one of the things that I would typically do on a day off, is run the entire loop around the drive, get to see the boathouses, the scullers, the water, get to see some of the interesting architecture and statues along the way, which are unparalleled in any other part of the country.
When I think of a world-renowned city, I think of security, I think of safety. And for a city to really be great, it's got to be great not just in the center city where the business district is, but it's really got to be great and safe and secure in the outer areas of the city. And that's really the people who make up the city, the neighborhoods. Philadelphia is definitely a city of neighborhoods, and we need to take care of those neighborhoods. We need to take care of those people.
Think about just mismanagement from the top. Like it seems like things are getting more expensive, but the services aren't getting better.
Having personally known one of my young men who was killed, who was shot Christmas Eve, it just makes me cry every time I think of somebody dying for no good reason.
Profound education problems that exist in Philadelphia, namely the high school dropout crisis.
I hate it when people from this neighborhood make it and they just leave and go and they don't come back. Or, you know what, it's fine, you can buy your house in Fox Chase or wherever, that's cool. But do something to give back, even if it's $100 for, the valedictorian at the high school that you went to, start a fund for somebody or something. Do something, give something back. Anybody and everybody can, and everybody and anybody should.
What it's about, you know what I'm saying? Pulling those spirits, knocking all the negative away. That's what it's about.
Being a Philadelphian is something that's in your soul. I think there's a statistic that says if you're from Philadelphia and your parents are from Philadelphia, you have slim to no chance of ever leaving Philadelphia.
I love living in the city. I was born in a very rural area, and I gravitated immediately to the city. There are great things about the city. Coffee houses, bookstores, theaters, people.
I feel like the people in Philadelphia need to believe in each other and what this city can be. Like I think there are a lot of great people, but we're too busy fighting each other to really support each other to be what we could be.
There's attitude in Philly like no other city, I think. I think because it is Philadelphia is definitely a city of neighborhoods, and it's a lot of working class neighborhoods, and I think it's the quintessential underdog city. We are the city of brotherly love, but we're the city where Rocky came from, and Rocky was the scrapper, the underdog, and I think Philadelphians see themselves as such.
Point Breeze Avenue, as is the case with many other commercial corridors, is just a shell of its former self. And so one of the things that needs to be done to make Philadelphia an awesome city is to develop its commercial corridors, and particularly by encouraging minority-owned and specifically African-American-owned business and entrepreneurship in the city.
One thing that I'd really like to change about the city is its image to anybody else who lives in the United States. It's such a great place, and there's a really nice town feeling here. I think that we need to bring that to its full potential and make people understand that it's a fantastic place to live and work and bring businesses. But I don't want to do too good of a job at that because it is sort of secret.
Philadelphians have this attachment to our city because it's so unique. There's no city like it. And even though it breaks our hearts over and over again, it's ours. And so there's something in there, I think, that just makes us not want to give up. Because if we give up on our city, then who else is going to come to fight for it?
And there's people here that in this planet, in North Philadelphia, that you can depend on, and you can count on, and you can say, you know what, that's my friend, and they love me, and they love my family, and that makes you feel good.
Yeah, putting the water in the plant, porque very hot today.
All this kind of constantly changes the city and makes the city, a growth in progress, and that's why I love the city, and it's cool because I can live here, I can do what I love to do, and I don't need to make $1 million to do it.
We're a city of communities and a city of homeowners, which is really cool because that's not the case in much of America.
Like, we have a key part in our nation's history, and therefore, hopefully, its present and its future as well. But I think just as people, everyone should be able to live in a place where they live to their potential and they're safe and they're happy and they can fulfill their dreams.